Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. This is Doggone John. I have a few cool items to show and a challenge to propose that I'm going to be doing for the next month. It's something out of my wheelhouse, but I'm going to try to do it anyway because it's good to change and try to grow and experience new things, right? So, without further ado, I'm going to break this in here real quick. I got a knife from a custom maker in South Carolina. His company is Primitive Bear Knives. His name is Alan, cool guy. Erica's EDC has been working with him for quite a while now, as long as she's had her channel, I think, just about. I'm not exactly sure the length that this company's been around, but really love his stuff. So let's introduce this one here. This is the Hunter's EDC, and it comes with some really cool materials on it. So we'll just go from top to bottom here, basically. Kydex sheath here. I've never had a Kydex anything for my knives or firearms or anything like that, but digging this rigidity of it. It's got, you know, a nice slim profile to it. The loop is nice and easy going. You can tighten it and make it to fit your belt, basically, whatever you need. It's more or less set up for scout carry, not so much vertically. So let's pop out the blade here. This here is in crew wear, so it will take a patina. It is a new steel to me. Most of these that I've understood, crew wear is a pretty down the line, middle ground kind of steel. Almost reminds me of like a Magna Cut in a way. I'm no expert on crew wear, but this will be my first experience using it. It's a very tough steel, so it's great for these fixed blades like this, and I think it's going to hold up really well to me using it for the month. As you can see, it's stamped in there is 345, so there is a number list set up on his website for each blade that he makes. I'm not sure if this is a 345th Hunter's EDC or just blade in general, but either way, pretty cool. And then you can see his PBK, Primitive Bear Knives, stamp in there. The handles are really nicely done. This is textured like a rock texture scale, whatever you want to call it. This is maple over butterscotch is the color. I thought it was very earthy, like almost looked wooden. So I enjoyed the color of that with the copper screws. This is another thing that really drew me to this one in particular, is the screws, being able to take that out and clean the knife up and do different things if it has any kind of significant, you know, residue or damage, anything like that. Basically, you can take them off. They're very flush and sanded really smoothly. There's nothing to catch up onto. It's very comfortable in hand. Let's see, the blade stock itself. I think it's 3/32 behind the edge, or the blade thickness, I should say. So it's reasonably thick, but it's also not so thick that you can't be slicey with it, pretty much. I used it just briefly for breakfast. It works really well cutting through food. Has basically a nice hollow ground to it. You know, it's flat all the way through. I think it's perfect for camp tasks, which is basically what I got this for. Is going to be my backpacking knife, my camping knife, and my EDC, I suppose, when I want it to be. So that's going to be the deal this month. I'm going to be taking this one around and seeing what it can do. As you can see, he put a stag bead on here, which is really cool. Never had one of these before, but it's very clean. It looks great. It's fitting with the knife. I definitely enjoy it. It's pretty cool. Let's see, is there anything else I'm missing? So this is done crew wear in 63 HRC, so the heat treat is done right. Another thing I'm going to trying to do this month is just see how well the edge retention holds up with crew wear. It's one thing I've never had much luck with on any knife steel. I feel like K390 is probably the best that I've worked with. So I'm excited to try crew wear and see how it works out. Yeah, I think it's a great blade profile. It's got just enough point to do some fine work. It's got a decent amount of belly here to rock with if you're going to be doing some cutting like that. It's got just enough of the flat edge, I think, as well to do any kind of pull cuts, things like that. Anyway, yeah, the Hunter's EDC. Go check out his website. I'm gonna link it down below. Check out his Instagram, his YouTube. He does drops quite often, so I highly recommend it. I'm gonna be putting this through the paces and see what it can do for me, and I look forward to seeing the results. But next up here, this is a Kyle Nosworthy design. He's a Canadian maker. This is from my buddy Michael Richter. He's letting me borrow it for a little while I'm here in Texas. It's a pretty sweet little blade. So it is small but mighty. It's got great ergonomics as far as the grip. See, the handles are very nice and wide, even though with this smaller knife, you know, with this one you kind of have room to spread out on the blade and you can get a full 4-finger grip on it. This one's, it's cutting it close for me, but I like mine, if they're going to be a shorter style, to be thicker in the handles. So this is perfect for that. I believe this is a Scandi ground blade on here, and it's done well. The heat treat still is on there with the slag. It looks pretty cool that way. As you can see, the KN for Kyle Nosworthy. The blade stock is ridiculous on this. I don't know what it is, but it's dang near as thick as the 940 gets. So it's got to be pretty impressive. As you can see, it's getting a little bit of kind of started the rust here a little bit already. I used it last night with some dinner, and it must have just kind of collected some moisture, so I'm gonna have to clean that off a little bit. But that being said, it's in 1095 carbon steel, so it will take a patina over time. It will rust if you don't take care of it. And I am definitely gonna give it a nice cleaning after this video. As you can see, it has some brass pins in the handles. It's like a maroonish red micarta. Pretty cool stuff. It's very slick, but it's got a little bit of grip texture to it. It's like average micarta, I suppose, in the hand. So like this one here, the bullnose from GEC, it has basically the same feel. So if you got one of these, it's more or less the same deal. Size-wise, as you can tell, it's pretty different in the fixed blade world. It's meant to be kind of a neck knife. It's basically blade's length is almost the same as the bull nose. The handle width is thicker, as you can see, if it'll focus. And it's also a shorter in the handle, though, than most of these typical fixed blades or other knives. Like I said, it's right there at the end of my 4-finger, basically, so you can get a grip on it. You can do some fine work on the top with your fingers there, and yeah, it's a cool little blade. I look forward to testing this one out. I'm gonna kind of go back and forth between the Bake Apple and the Hunter's EDC and see what they are both capable of and what's best for them. You know, Kyle Nosworthy kind of does bushcrafty camp knives, more or less. That's more or less what the Scandi ground is for. It's meant to be kind of a splitter. So I'm going to try to do some batoning with it, even though it's very small. I'm sure I can probably get it through something, and I will record that when I get the opportunity. As a kitchen knife, I don't see it working like it should, or in that aspect. Like I said, it's probably not made for that anyway. But I tried it with some kitchen tasks last night, and it did okay, but it's a little bit thick behind the edge, and the grind isn't quite right, you know, to do fine work with that. Nonetheless, it's a sweet little blade. You can throw this in the pocket easily, and it works just fine. Or you can, you know, obviously throw it on your belt, which is pretty much what it's made for with this sheath. So anyway, these are the 2 fixed blades that I am going to be working with here the next month, and then I'll send this one back. This one here is mine, and I'm looking forward to see what both of them are capable of. I know that they'll probably do fine, though. So we'll lay those over to the side here. And then I've got some other stuff to show off here. So a couple of projects I've been up to. I did this strap up the other day. I took my torch to some, I think this is pine, and just kind of scorched it a little bit to give it some character, some look to it. And then I added this leather right here. This is black Butero. and I added this to the pine to make a strop. I had to clean up the edges a little bit and almost burnish it, and it turned out pretty cool, I think. This one here is for sale, and I've got 2 of these for sale. This here is the aspen slip. So out west here, the aspen trees are pretty common, especially in the alpine areas, and they have these knots going sideways, horizontally in them, and you know, kind of a different pattern to them. And they also have the slices in there, like a birch tree, basically. So I did this one up out of wax leather and decided to do some tooling on it, like I do my stump slips, and it came out pretty close. So I was happy with the result. Most of them sold out, but I still have 2 left. So if you're interested in these, get me on here or on my email, my Instagram, whichever, and I'll get one sent out your way. Overall, like I said, very happy with these though. The size is pretty great. I wanted to make it bigger to fit almost any other knife. This is another one I did up, and they're almost the same. It's actually a little bit taller, but it fits my bull nose fully, as you can see. Allows for a nice thicker knife too to fit in there. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to show off a couple of these items that I had, some new stuff. I know it's been like 2 weeks since I made a video, so I wanted to get on here. I was basically waiting for these to show up, and then the Texas mail took me a while to get it, but it all finally showed up. So anyway, I don't have much else to go over. I think I'm just gonna call it there. Keep an eye out on my Instagram. I might be doing some more leather soon. I might do some pictures and some stuff also, these other knives as well, and updating my progress there. And hopefully it won't be 2 weeks till I make another video. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. Like the video down below if you liked it. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about any of this gear. Yeah, share it with your friends if they are interested in this kind of material. And yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one, I think. All right.